Alrighty then. This is kind of a sound check and video check for a new setup in my actual bedroom. I actually sleep on the bed this way. This is taking up the other side of the room here. I'll show you actual. Let me go ahead and crush this a little bit. Boop. That's the window on the other side there, and that's the wall. But basically what I'm trying to do is I want to get this kind of this little setup like this. This thing's tilting for some reason. I think it has to do with something I got on the floor underneath it. So give me a second here. Let's move that out of the way. Maybe it won't tilt as bad anymore. All right. Here we go. I think that'll do for the board. Maybe we'll move it a little bit more to the left here. There we go. I think that'll do for today. That's kind of what we're going to do anyway. This is the board for Waste Nights. It's a post-apocalyptic game, but you play a singular night. There we go. Turn that light off. So the board is Australia, because it's where this particular game takes place. There's a timer board down here that's used in various scenarios for different things. And tracking it, we've already got markers on it. It's going to tell me to put those on there in a minute, so I'm just going to move them out of the way. Up here is going to be a piece. I'm going to actually cover this up with the camera that is over here to the side, which is my close-up camera of my player board. The reason I'm going to cover this up is because in a multiplayer game, this is the camp. So what you do is if two players are sharing a hex out here, their miniatures can't occupy it if there's two or more players. So you basically put a little camp marker down here, and then the minis go up here to remind you that you are in camp down here. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put this little thing over there. That is the gear piece. I'm going to put that up there too, well, now that I'm doing that, I may just put the gear actually so it's out of the way over here on the little legend up here for now. And then this right here is off the board. You can kind of see my elbow there going straight across. So this is where it is on the table. This is going to be the close-up board. It's kind of darker than this side for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why. It's probably the camera quality, to be honest with you, now that I think about it. Because this camera that's this one is set on is a lesser quality camera than the other one. They're all really crappy quality, so unless somebody wants to donate money or donate an old camera to me, this is what I'm going to get. This is what I'm using for now. It's not the greatest, but it serves its purpose. The box top, you saw it for just a brief second over there. That is the game right here. Waste Nights by Marek Madal and Paweł Suski. I don't know. I'm going to slaughter their names. I apologize, gentlemen, if you're actually watching. By Galacta. I found the game out there, and I saw one person playing it, I think. Did I see somebody playing it, or a review copy or unboxing or something? And I have Fallen Land, which is a US-based post-apocalyptic game that's very, very fun, but it is a very different dynamic. That is playing in a group and stuff. So then we have the Waste Night rulebook. Pull it up here a little bit. I'm also just going to put it over here just so you can kind of see it in the mini cam over here, which I'm actually going to move this over a hair because it doesn't need the very edge. But this is the rule book. It does have a cool little chronicle sheet on the back that you can, I think you can actually get it done as a PDF thanks to the folks at Board Game Geek. If not, I will scan it myself personally and I will get it. I like it. It's a well done rule book. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take a look and see about setting up the game. And then I'll stop the video just so I can check the sound quality and everything. Okay, so the first thing is the board, of course. You put the board up out here. It's got different terrain, of course, and different information on it. It's a really nice board. I really do like it. Apparently there was a great divide in Australia for whatever calamity that has occurred in this particular world. And that is the cover of this is the whole the introduction to the game, which it gives you the background, but basically each player is playing a character that is a person that is standing up against the evils or against the big things in the waste. It basically ends with is trying to survive, and they call themselves Waste Knights. I don't know, maybe I'll read it. I do like to read things, but I am going to read. This is a very thematic game. It's like a choose your own adventure as well. So, all right, so the board is set up. We're going to do the special deck. That's an easy one. I'm going to pull out the other books real quick just so you can see them. You have the guide, the Waste Knight's Guide, and then a Book of Tales. The Book of Tales is the choose your adventure part. Got all the sections, and it just tells you what to read in the book. There's a little bag for your threat tokens. We'll be setting that up in just a minute. So the next thing it says in here, step 2, is the special deck. The special deck is the deck of 10 cards, numbered 1 through 10. They have they're put in order like this, and then you would draw them to implement whatever's on these decks for whatever purposes. We're going to put them over here. I'm going to put them just off the board over here. They're not drawn randomly. You'll be told and instructed to pull a specific card number, and then you will do so. The next next 2 steps is going to be shuffle the exploration deck, which is this set of cards right here. They basically have stuff that you find. When you explore areas so that you can get gear and equipment. So we're just going to shuffle these bad boys. We're going to put them aside. And then we'll put them over here. I wish I could have more of the screen. Maybe I'll get a higher perch. Maybe I'll rig something up. I don't know yet. But these are going to go over here. Because I like to shuffle and keep everything in here. I know there's ways to edit it, so you could stack the deck if you want. But I see so many videos, and I get the feeling that these people doing these games and playthroughs have stacked the deck. And they you know, it's just a feeling I get. I can't prove anything. So that's why I'm not going to mention any names or say anything. Then we have the desert and roads. We have shrubs and mountains, event cards. Encounter cards, I think is what the official term is. So we're going to put these over here so I can draw from them as I need to. All right. Now, I think in the other adventures that are in this guide, there are scenarios or whatever you want to call them. They use the whole map or more portions. I do know in the beginning that the first one is either the southern part of the board or the northern. If we use the northern, I may figure out a way to adjust this so we can just see that portion up there. All right, step 5, general upgrade deck and the injury and malfunction decks. Those are all at step 7, so that's easy to do. We're just going to pull these out. Should be 6 cards in the general. And then the injury deck should be in this little deck over here somewhere. So these are the general upgrades. So basically when you level up, we know it by this symbol here. It doesn't have a... You will have a picture of a knight in there. These are the different types of upgrades that you can get should you level up. I'm going to put that over here. I know we're going to be dividing out the starting gear, so I'll go ahead and pull those out right now. The rest of these are all gear. So I would need to find, oh, there they are. I found the, the injury and malfunction cards, basically. So these are injuries. You start unconscious. It just basically tells you that you're out, equal to your health. Your turn immediately ends. You can only perform the recovery or regain conscious action at the bottom. And then when you do, you flip it over and receive whatever semi-permanent or permanent injury is on there. You can heal those at cities, and then if you special abilities, special cards, etc. All right, so I'm going to keep these. I'm actually going to kind of move these decks over a little bit. Put it down here so that we can put the injury deck and the malfunction deck, which the malfunction deck is the same thing as when your car gets wrecked and then you flip it over and get a malfunction that has something that will adversely affect the vehicle until you get it repaired in a town or a city action. Put those right there. Right, and then everything else is just getting the rest of the little bit set up. Get some dice out real quick, get my cheat sheets out. Here's some dice, we'll go over those in a minute. Couple of cheat sheets. That's the knight's turn right there. And on the flip side of that is a combat thing about combat. So we can go over those or keep those. And then we have, I usually will put tokens in games I play a lot into these little tackle style boxes. So those are the tokens we can put across out and about in the map. I'm going to do, oh, we need these. These are threat tokens. We'll go over those. I need these. It's going to tell me for this first scenario to take these out because I read that part. I kind of did a setup, but then I realized that the microphone was not working previously, so I oopsied on that one myself. So I'll get those out in a minute. All right. Okay, so this is going to go over here, just off the board there. I'm going to pull these out, show them up here to the regular camera. Okay, so this is the knight's turn information with a little map legend, combat traits, and they're just opposite. You basically use them for reference, and there's 4 of them for each of the players. I'm going to use the orange token today, so I'll just put that out there automatically. It says, now, these are threat tokens. They're going to go on a little thing. There's a yellow and a red side. It's a pretty cool mechanic. I haven't seen this in a game before. Basically what you do is if you're ever required to draw a threat, you'll draw them out of the bag. And then, depending on whether you're doing an encounter, one of these encounter cards at the bottom here that you flip over, you will do the yellow part. If you're fighting a bad guy, you will do the red part. That's added to the bad guy. So in this example, if you're fighting a bad guy, he's going to do 2 extra wounds to you no matter what he rolls. And then if you're doing a test, you're going to receive a wound during the test. All right, but we're going to put these in the bag. Mix those up. I'm going to put those, they're going to be kind of hidden underneath this camera view up here, just because I got space there. And then we'll go ahead and go into here because we're done in there, and to go to the player setup, which the first one we're going to do in this one is the Road to Ruin. And basically it says, in this time of ruination, hardly anyone remembers that before the Scourge, there was a magnificent route circling the continent. You could take it and drive around Australia in a week. Yet, even then, it was a backbreaking journey. Long distances, heat, unstable weather, technical difficulties. Only the brave few took this trip. Many years have passed since then. The aftermath of the cataclysm and time have been slowly, yet unceasingly ruining Highway 1. Some parts of it disappeared completely, damaged by explosions. Here and there, the desert took its toll, covering whole stretches of the road in sand. In a few strategic places, Cerberus relics mined the highway, turning it into a true field of death. At the same time, untamed nature reminded humans that it rules over the most of the continent now. Nowadays, there exists only a few sections of the highway that still serve its original purpose, a fast transportation. That's why everyone calls this horrible route the Road to Ruin. However, some daredevils still try to make the Golden Lap. Those people dream about forgotten places, hidden gems of public infrastructure, petrol stations missed by looters, cargo terminals, towns waiting for an enterprising visitor, or maybe it's all about bragging that you've actually made it through National A1. There's no medal for it, at best just a badge to pin on your ride, but when someone looks such a crazy fool in the eye, they'll know that's someone who survived almost 15,000 kilometers of hell. You're one of those daredevils famous for making the Golden Lap. You thought that it opened some doors for you, but at the end of the day, you ended up just where everyone else, living a boring life of a survivor, trying to see another day in the waste. Then it says C1. So we go to this book, the Book of Tales, and we go to Road to Ruin. And we go to 1, and it says, there's no flavor text, it just says setup. Choose randomly, if you like, the knight that you want to play. In this adventure, you can only use the following knights. Basically, there's 6 of them from the base game, basically, so you can't use any expansion ones. Take the chosen knight's sheet, tokens, and personal upgrade cards. Then return all unused knight elements into the box. Hey Siri, give me a random number between 1 and 5. No, 1 and 6.
A random number between 1 and 5 is 1.
Gotta do it again, sorry. Hey Siri, I need a random number between 1 and 6.
A random number between 1 and 6 is
1? Okay, it's destined to be 1. 1 is the Avenger. So I need to get the Avenger out and then set aside plot tokens 1 through 6, which is what I've done there. So let me find the Avenger. And so the 6 of them, I'll go ahead and show them right here. There's the Slasher. There's the Trailblazer. The Avenger, Logan Harris. Then there's a Spirit Warrior, a Stalker, a Mechanic. All right. So all right, Logan Harris. His flavor text on the back here says, many say Logan is a doomed man. Wherever he goes, people start to die. His passage to the continent is marked by wrecked cars, enraged gangs, and burning settlements. It seems his tragic past, a family lost in a bandit raid, is endlessly trying to catch up with him, and he just keeps running away from it into even bigger trouble. Yet, he's also one of the best drivers in Australia, a formidable fighter, and a decent mechanic, which makes him hard to catch and even harder to kill. Many have tried to do this, but Logan's thirst for vengeance is only matched by his indomitable will. This dangerous mix means that you do not want to cross him. So on his sheet, we'll put it over here so we can take a look. You're going to have, this is his experience side. So he starts there, of course, at 0. And then these are his skills. So it means he's going to have X amount of dice to start. I will go ahead and go over these dice right now since we're already looking at it. So what they do is you have your white dice are the base ones. You have a 50% for a miss, that's a no, and then 2 singles and 1 double on the white dice. Then the green dice are slightly better. You're still going to have a miss, but you're also going to have this special symbol here that will be triggered on certain things and certain cards, but otherwise it is considered a blank unless stated. Then there are 3 single hits and 1 double on the green dice. His guns, blades, and tech skill, he will roll this combination. Put these out of the way for a second. Then the next set you're going to see is the blue ones. Okay, the blue ones have that same symbol, but they're also going to have a kind of looks like a ripped card. That is a malfunction type symbol. Those are also typically blank, but they also do something hold some kind of effect. There's 1 of each on each die. And then there is 2 singles and 2 doubles. There's no misses unless, of course, those are considered misses. So you 1 in 3 chance of missing as well as having a special. Then the best die is the red. And they are going to have the same. They're going to have 1 of each of these symbols as well. But then they are going to have 2 singles, 1 double, and a triple on this there. Those are used to represent hits as well as success. So if you have a skill, tells me to make a tech check with 2 successes to be successful, then I would roll these dice and bam, I got the 2. I've made it. If I only got 1 and I needed 2, then I have failed the test. All right, since I got the Avenger, let me get his upgrade cards. So when he levels, basically every 3 levels, you'll see it over here. Every 3 levels, it's going to be a 3, 6, 9, and then this token flips to the 10 side. And then we do it again for 13, 16, and 19 XP for a total of, I believe, 6 upgrades. All right, here's 3 of them. I need 1 more. There it is. All right. So each individual knight will also have 4 upgrades, and so in these upgrades, we'll come up here right now, give them different things. He could also get a reinforced jacket if he wanted to. And then some of them will also have this symbol up here with 6, which basically means you can't get this particular upgrade until you have at least 6 experience points. So we're just going to put these over here for now, out of the way. Okay, he has 8 health, so I'm going to go ahead and get those ready real quick. Get some wound markers ready. That's 6, 7, 8. Oh, no, didn't want to come out. All right, that's fine. No, his regular just your vehicle gains a +1 speed. He also has 2 repair points. When he camps down, he can use them to repair things. He has an expiration of 2, so that means he would draw up to 2 expiration cards. We'll show you how that works later. He has 8 health. So far, I think all of the characters have the same resilience. Your first radiation marker does nothing. Your second one, you will lose a die to each of your tests, and then the third one, you just cannot heal. Then it says to resolve the following entry matching your knight. If we are the Avenger, Spirit Warrior, or Trailblazer, see 100. So we go to 100. Ever since the Gangraean Miners' Union was founded in the bustling settlement in the north part of the continent, the Western Company, a powerful mining operation controlling most excavation sites and refineries in Western Australia, has been losing money. Its board is forced to meet the union members and heed their increasingly peculiar demands. Lack of agreement always means another strike. First successes in negotiations have emboldened the GMU. Now the miners fight not only for pay rises or less worker hours, they knock at the company's door whenever they come up with some crazy idea. Canteen meat that doesn't trigger a response from your Geiger counter, well-equipped clubhouses, coal allotments. Having had enough, the company board have decided to automate the mining process, especially that they heard rumors about something unique in the pumps. The pumps is capitalized, so it must be some kind of special place on the board. The last existing model of the Combine ZX, a huge mining machine that can easily replace most workers from Gangrene. This would also be the end of the unions. However, in order to start off the Combine ZX, they'll need a daredevil willing to travel along the north coast, find the missing parts, hire mechanics necessary for the machine servicing, and eventually bring the metal beast to Gangrene. Then the golden age of the open pit mining shall return. Place and set aside plot tokens on the following spaces. Yep, looks like I am going to need to use the upper portion, so I may just go ahead and do this. I'm going to see if I can't put this down here a little bit. Okay, because we're going to go with the north. This is the first time I've played the north. I played the bottom one. This one time real quickly when I didn't know what I was doing. Token 1 goes on space 25. Right here. Space 22. Way up here. Space 0. Having trouble finding space 0. Oh, the city right here. Duh. Queens Valley and space 4. So number 4 goes on Queens Valley. Right here. Space 4. Right here. And then the last one must be the pump, since I just read that. Bum, bum, bum. These are the places where you might learn more about the trouble in the north. Go to the plot sheet, Wild North. All right. Wild North. Setup. Place your knight figure. I guess I should probably go on Gangrene. Let me go ahead and get that guy out, the Avenger. And then, of course, I'm going to put him on this little orange base. It's basically how you tell which player is what, because there are markers in the thing over here that you could use for different things. So, sorry, let's share. All right, he's going to start in here. Place the time marker on the space 2. It's going to go right here. The track, each round it will move down the track on which your knight, and then place The special marker on the proper space, depending on if you are the Avenger or the Trailblazer, space 5. If I was the Spirit War, I would put on space 6. This is the dominance marker. It represents the power struggle in the North between the Gangrene Miners Union and the Western Company. Resolve the proper entry depending on which knight you are. I am the Avenger, so I'm going to see page 70. Or not page, but entry number 70. A few days ago, you woke up badly hurt on the back of someone's car, surrounded by members of the Old World Order, an organization aiming to bring Australia back to its former glory. You learned that they'd found you in a wrecked truck and that the convoy you'd been guiding had been robbed. The raiders had taken everything, killing or kidnapping everyone who had accompanied you. Over 100 souls you were supposed to take care of. Your pregnant wife, Jody, was in that group, too. Her fate remains unknown. When you recovered from the shock and shouted into the desert every curse there is, you decided to follow the gang that had taken everything from you. Literally everything. Which practically meant that without some well-paid job, you couldn't even dream about finding Jody. Fortunately, the commander of the OWO squad advised you to visit nearby Gangrene. It's rumored that the Western Company, one of the most influential players in the western part of the continent, needed a courier. Once there, you learned it was supposed to be a long trip, visiting a few places up north and finding parts for some mining machine. Damn. Considering the deep shit you were in, you wouldn't hesitate 1 second even if it was about a nuclear bomb. You accepted the job, then took off some stuff from the company's armory and a ride that looked decent enough to cover more than just 100 kilometers. If everything goes according to your plan, you'll soon run over all those son of bitches who dared to hurt your loved ones. Setup. Choose one of the following gear card sets: a sawn-off shotgun and a knife and trash armor, or a pistol, knife, and the vest. Then choose a vehicle sheet. And then get 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so that's easy. So what we'll do with that is we'll get 2, 2, and 2. That's going to be these. Those are fuel, medicine, and ammunition. Hey Siri, need a random number between 1 and 6 for my vehicle.
A random number between 1 and 6 is 2.
2, 1, 2, the sand buggy. During an engagement, I can deal a damage. If you do, the vehicle will suffer a damage. I can only do it once for combat. I can carry 4 cards, have a movement of 4, have 3 fuel, and take up to 4 damage before it's out, but it only takes 1 point to repair each point of damage. And if I spend a fuel, I can gain an extra couple of movement points. We'll put that right up here. And then we put the fuel on here. All right. And then I need to choose from the starting gear either the shotgun. You know what? I'm going to do the vest. I'm definitely taking the vest. The vest provides 2 points of armor points, but then I take a knife and just a pistol. I could have taken the shotgun and a trash armor, but the trash armor only protects 1 point. We're going to put these over here. Oh, I forgot to shuffle these. I'm sure that was in the instructions somewhere. This is all the random gear that you can get. They start off damaged. It's kind of got a grayish background. The good side has a tannish background on there. You gain them in their damage side whenever you randomly get them. I got to flip those two. Those are going to be actually green when you start the game. But basically, whenever I whenever I take a camp action, I can use my 2 mechanical points to, you draw from the bottom of this one, so I can't get that auto shotgun. You then can spend 2 points to fix my pistol or 1 point to fix this. If my armor was damaged, there's 2 points to fix it. So I choose what to do on those. I can break this card to prevent up to 2 points of damage. I believe that's what it does. It basically soaks up the damage. The knife itself is a melee weapon. It rolls 2 white dice when it's good and only 1 when it's damaged. As an advanced ability, I can discard this card during an advance to deal damage. Basically, I'm throwing the knife at somebody. And then the pistol uses up ammo. It's ranged. White dice. 1 white dice if it's damaged. If you get that symbol I was talking about, the spade, I can deal an extra damage with it. So we're going to put those there. Sorry. Go back to reading 70 again. Make sure I got everything. Choose a vehicle sheet. I chose the pistol, knife, and vest. Got 2, 2, and 2, and then return to the plot sheet, Wild North. Alright, so that's this sheet again. Read the plot sheet special rules. Alright, the goal. Quickly figure out what's going on in the north. Collect as many challenge tokens as possible before the conflict escalates, before the time marker leaves the track. Plot special rules. Lone Wolf. When you would attach the second injury card to your knight, or the second malfunction card to your vehicle, see 159. Additionally, you cannot discard injury or malfunction cards when resolving a city action. Normally, you can go visit a mechanic or a shrink or quack. Then the plot action. Only on a space with a plot token. When you start resolving this plot action, move the time marker 2 spaces up the track. 3, if you want to make the game easy mode, move the plot token from your space to your knight sheet, then resolve the entry matching the plot token. Important, you have to resolve the plot tokens in ascending order. You cannot resolve a given plot token if a plot token with a lower number is still on the board. Then dominating the north. Position of dominance marker on the track informs about the current strength of the warring factions in Northern Australia. The lower the marker on the track, the more powerful the Gangrian Miners' Union is. Consequently, the higher the marker is, the more powerful the Western Company is. The dominance marker cannot leave the track. When conditions described below occur for the first time, resolve the matching entry once per game. At the end of the round, in which the dominance marker has moved to space 3, or lower, or space 8, see number 59. As you fulfill the adventure goal, you encounter an entry enabling you to end the game. When the time marker would leave the track and some plot tokens are still missing from your night sheet, see 120. Then also at the bottom, you'll see A, B, and E. They have numbers on them. What that does is that during encounters, if you draw a card that matches that, you would do that number encounter. If you don't, you discard it and redraw. That's setup. So basically, I need to travel over here and then hit these markers in order. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Let me go ahead and I'm going to loosen this for just a second. There we go. Let's try this. We're going to, just because we can. There we go. I think that'll work. Oops, sorry. Wrong way. All right, let me take a look over here on the monitor. Yeah, I like it. Except, we do need to do one quick thing then. Let me unlock everything. Where's my sideboard? I'm actually going to move the sideboard down here to the bottom since we're up here. Actually, it's not too bad because there's that marker's right there just off the board. I'll keep it where it's at, and we're going to do this instead. Let us move the entirety of the rig to the left a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Oops, sorry. Boop. Nope, too far. I think that's good enough. Make it a little... Yeah, that's good enough, I think. Alrighty. Okay, good enough. I think that'll be all right for the purposes of the game here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and we'll come back for part 2. Will be the first round of play. Thanks for watching. See you around the table.